Today I'm going to put this Champ Jumbo Grip on this chipper. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I am falling in love with jumbo grips on chippers and putters, and there's a couple of reasons for it. And the big reason is that you can just take a much lighter grip on a putter or a chipper and still have that surface area that you need to control it and to kind of muscle the shot through. And so it kind of gives you the best of both worlds. Plus, the bigger the grip, the less your hands tend to roll. So you don't have to worry about alignment as much. You probably won't roll your hands closed or leave them open quite as much as you will on a much thinner grip. So I picked this up because it was fairly inexpensive, but I wanted to check out this Champ grip for its unique shape. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here's the grip, and it's some sort of synthetic, like a polyurethane or something like that. It's quite light. I think it may be like 80 grams, so it's quite light. A lot of these thicker grips, the jumbo grips, can easily be 110 grams, which it can be nice too if you want some of that butt weighting, kind of like me. Listen, this grip though is kind of interesting in that it is a jumbo size, so it's pretty large. I would say it's kind of like 1.25 inches here on the wide end. But this one isn't just a round jumbo grip. You can obviously see it's tapered a little bit there, so it's thinner down here. But right here you can see that it's kind of oval. And this little plate here is maybe even a little misleading. If you kind of look down the edge here, what we have are almost some flat sides vertically. You know, they're not perfectly flat, they still roll into each other, but then you kind of have more of a rounded top and then a little bit more of a flat side here, and then kind of the rounded bottom. And what this does is it allows you to grip the club like this. So as you take a putter grip and a putter stance, you tend to have your hands pressed together kind of a little bit more like you are praying or clapping your hands together, as opposed to the more outstretched straight arms. And what this allows you to do here is, I think, have a really natural grip. So because my hand is kind of open on both sides like this, this gives me a lot of surface area. It's actually very comfortable. I can definitely see myself putting like this. Maybe you'll have your thumbs over the top like this, but you know, especially when you are putting, you know, it's kind of nice to have a lot of horizontal meat here. I think this is actually going to help a lot, and it feels really, really comfortable. So now this might have some drawbacks to it over a round putter grip, in that you are going to have to make sure that the grip is installed on your putter correctly, so that you don't grab it in a natural way and the putter or the chipper is misaligned. A lot of us will kind of tend to favor that, and because I use a round grip on my putter, if my putter is not perfectly aligned, I can just rotate it and it doesn't change my grip at all. This, if your chipper or putter is not aligned, you are going to have to make the adjustment here, or you're going to have to make sure that it's installed correctly in the way that you might have some bias, because it's pretty easy to say, oh, I'll just install it flat like this. But if you just tend to kind of roll your hands closed a little bit, you might have to adjust the putter grip to compensate for that. So let's go ahead and get this thing on. It's not as flexible as kind of your standard golf club grip here. So I think it's just going to kind of press on. We'll use the same solvents and everything and get this thing set up. So I've got my grip tape on here now. I'm just going to go ahead and spray some of the solvent on here. Spray some of it into the grip itself. I'll put the Champ logo up. Looks like it's going to go on pretty easily. And actually, because it doesn't compress like the thinner grips, it's actually in some ways it's a little easier to put on. So there is the Champ Oversize Jumbo Grip installed. It looks pretty good. It feels good in the hand. And the nice thing is I can have a nice big grip without having to put a death grip on it. And it gives me a lot of control and allows me to use this chipper with a putting stroke instead of having to suffer with a standard golf club grip when I'm using a putting stroke. So it's pretty cool. And this grip here is not inexpensive, $25, which makes it a lot more expensive than kind of your standard golf grip. But I think it's one of those things that might give you a lot more control and help your golf game out a lot. So if you want to pick up this Champ golf grip, I will put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.